Under the shroud of pre-dawn darkness, Flight Mylar 11 roars out of Louisiana's Barksdale Air Force Base. It's the start of one of the longest military missions in the world, a non-stop 33-hour flight by this B-52 strategic bomber group to the other side of the world, flying near Russia, China, North Korea, and back.
As you can see, it's dark outside. The cockpit has red light once again for the night vision here.
CNN is the first news crew ever allowed on one of these extensive B-52 missions.
Not only are we one of the most visible and flexible legs of the nuclear triad, we can have a B-52 where you need it, when you need it, within 48 hours.
These flights are intentionally high profile. 2 years into the war in Ukraine, as Russia challenges the U.S. and NATO, the Kremlin is meant to know about our bomber flight. So is China, with Beijing pressuring Taiwan and Chinese Coast Guard vessels harassing ships of the Philippines, a U.S. ally.
Both the national leadership of Russia and the national leadership of China, what do they react to? We see that they publicly comment about our Bomber Task Force missions, particularly when it involves others in very joint and public ways.
Everyone, contact. Contact.
5 hours into the flight, we hit our first of 4 aerial refuelings off Alaska's coast, taking on as much gas as we can.
Keep a track of your own fuel state. I'd like for you guys to see what the way to Yankee Zulu Papa.
After an hour of formation flying during this refuel, we arc out over the Pacific towards Japan.
It's important that we communicate to our partners that we mean what we say when we say that we're committed to our alliances. That's an example of what the B-52 does. We show up when we're asked.
This 63-year-old Boeing B-52 Stratofortress, decades older than its crew, shows its age, but it remains the Air Force's primary bomber, taking part in every U.S. war since Vietnam. With planned upgrades to its antiquated systems, it'll see nearly a century of service. This year, the U.S. began producing its next-generation B-21 bomber. China is close behind, promising their H-20 strategic stealth bomber will be unveiled soon.
20 seconds to the turn, 050. Thank you.
On board Mylar 11, we pass by Russia's east coast, closer, meeting up with U.S. and allied fighter jets. Our flight is unarmed. The mission is not to attack, but to prevent attack, to deter. But this is a bomber, of course. If we were carrying nuclear weapons, the Air Force would monitor the flight from the Joint Nuclear Operations Center back in Louisiana, seen here on news camera for the first time. It's a 24...
Harbor Freight knows skill is important because on any given day, we're all...
but the Iraqi army got no such reprieve. The air campaign had battered Iraqi targets for over a month, and still, Saddam had not withdrawn his army from Kuwait. Schwarzkopf knew coalition ground troops would soon have to drive them out, and in preparation, he intensified the airstrikes against the Iraqi front line.
Hi, beloved. In the Lord, my name is Milady. This is Helio.
She's fine.
B-52 is a heavyweight in the world of military aviation, capable of carrying a staggering payload. With a maximum ordnance capacity of over 70,000 pounds, this strategic bomber can deliver a diverse range of munitions, including precision-guided missiles and conventional bombs. What truly sets the B-52 apart is its incredible range. With the ability to fly over 88,100 miles without refueling, this long-range bomber